Good morning, one and all. Myself, Ifathanisa Begum, contract lecturer of commerce from Government City College, Autonomous, Nagpur, Hyderabad. Today, my topic is basic concepts in income tax. Basic concepts in income tax. Some of the basic concepts in income tax are SSC, according to Section 2, subsection 7, person, according to Section 2, subsection 31, previous year, according to Section 3, assessment year, according to Section 2, subsection 9, gross total income, according to Section 80B, and total income, according to Section 2, subsection 45. The first basic concept under this is SSC according to Section 2, subsection 7. SSC means a person by whom any tax or any other sum of money such as interest or penalty is due under the Income Tax Act, or in respect of whom any proceedings under the Act has been taken for the assessment of his income or the income of other person for which he is assessable, or any refund is due to him or to such other person. On studying this definition, it can be seen that a person shall be treated as an assessee under the following situations. First situation, for the assessment of his personal income. SSC according to Section 2, subsection 7. SSC is a person by whom any other sum of money such as interest or penalty due under Income Tax Act, or in respect of whom any proceedings shall the Act has been taken for the assessment of his income or the income of other person for which he is assessable, or any refund is due to him or to such other person. On studying the above definition, it can be seen that a person shall be treated as an assessee under the following situations. The first situation is for the assessment of his personal income. Whenever we are paying tax, a person is liable to pay any amount due to the income tax department towards tax, penalty and interest, etc. is known as an assessee. The term person includes an individual, Hindu undivided family, firm and a company, etc. That is, if a person's annual income is more than the exempted limit, then he becomes automatically an assessee. That is, if the person is still having statutory time limit to pay the amount due, as such, income tax department has not yet taken any administrative or legal action. In case of a person who has suffered losses and had filed a return, then also he is become an assessee under the provision of Income Tax Act. So the person, whenever or whatever the amount he is paying on his personal income, or whatever he is supposed to pay the tax, that person will be called as an assessee. And under second situation, the person on whom administrative proceeding has been initiated. Every person in respect of whom any proceeding under this act has been taken for the assessment of his income, if an individual total income exceeds the exempted limit, it is 2,50,000 for a non-senior citizen and a 3,00,000 for a senior citizen and 5,00,000 for a super senior citizen for the assessment year 2019 to 20, if he has not filed the tax return or tax paid amount is less than the tax liability or penalty or interest is not yet paid, then the ITO, income tax officer, will issue notice and proceeding will be initiated. Such person is also known as an assessee. Like to whom we are supposed to pay, the person is also called as an assessee. And under the third situation, that is a deemed assessee. Generally, the person whose income exceeds the exempted limits is liable to pay the tax. But if such a person is a minor one, and his parent, that is the father, mother, and in the case of a lunatic, the legal representative or trustee of a such person or a guardian for him will be liable for paying the tax. Parent or a guardian or a trustee will be treated as a deemed to be an assessee and is known as a representative assessee. The person, if I is a minor, he is not having an idea how much tax he is liable to pay. So what the thing is, like whenever we are paying the tax, he is not having any information that this much we are supposed to. So what the thing is, like the parents or the guardians or the trustee will be called as a deemed assessee in case of that. And in the following situation, the person is treated as an assessee for the tax payable on behalf of the other, that is the trustee, or in case of trust, a legal representative of a deceased person, a person whose taxable income is more than the exempted limit, and if he dies before the ending date of the previous year or a date of filing return, then his legal representative, that is the wife or a son, etc., will be treated as a DMSCC, or the legal guardian of a minor or a lunatic person or a official receiver appointed by the court, or a representative or an agent of a non-resident person. And in the fourth situation, SSC in default, when a person violates the provision of the act in discharging his duties, then he is known as SSC in default. Like for example, when salary is paid, it is a duty of a pay distributing officer or an employer to deduct tax at source on the income of an employee, and the same shall be remitted to the income tax department within the stipulated time. Similarly, tenant has to deduct tax before paying rent to the landlord. In the following situation, a person is treated as a SSC in default, like fails to deduct tax and remit the tax deducted fully. And if a person failed to pay advance tax, so according to that, whenever we are paying the tax, we are supposed to have an idea that this much of person, is an SSC in default. As like you just now have given you an example that whenever as an employer, whenever he is paying salary to the employee, the thing is like he is supposed to tax deduct at source from his salary, then he is supposed to pay the salary to that person. In the same case, in the case of a landlord, like whenever he is receiving the rent, he is supposed to pay the tax whenever he is receiving the rent from that. The thing is like SSC in default that we are having. So these are some of the examples or some of the situations where we are having SSC in default. We are having 4 situations over here. First, the situation is SSC for the assessment of his personal income. He is liable to pay like whatever he is earning. He is responsible for paying on his personal income. Second is a person on whom administrative proceeding has been initiated. Like for example, if I is earning according to the exceeding limit, then he is supposed to pay the tax. Third is a deemed SSC, for the minor person or for a lunatic or otherwise for trust to and all. We are having some of the persons who will be called as a deemed SSC, and the last one is the SSC in default. Default, they are the person who are supposed to pay the tax. So these are some of the persons who will be called as an SSC. Second point we are having as person according to section 2 subsection 31. According to Income Tax Act, person includes the following, that is Hindu undivided family, company, firm, a local authority, and association of persons. First we are having over here is the person according to Income Tax Act 1961. The person includes the following types of SSC who are as follows. That is the natural person, he or she who is liable to pay the tax on his personal income is designated as an individual, that is an individual who is assessed in respect of his personal income. Like whatever he is earning, he is responsible for paying tax on that income. Like for example, as a person, if I am earning, so I am the only one who will be responsible for paying tax. Not my father, not my mother, not my guardian, nothing. If I am earning, I will be responsible for paying tax on that. Next one is Hindu undivided family. A Hindu undivided family means a group of persons from a common ancestor. The head of the Hindu undivided family is known as the Karta, and the Karta is assessed for the income derived from the joint Hindu family. For other persons of a family is managing and controlling, then he will be designated as a manager, and they are also responsible for paying the tax. Like usually whenever we are discussing about the Hindu undivided family, the thing is like all the decisions will be taken up by the Karta, and he is the only one who is supposed to pay the tax. But apart from this, if some other persons are managing some other business, if they are doing some other things, then they also will be responsible for paying tax. But in Hindu undivided family, all the family members will carry on with the same family business. Whatever their ancestors are having, the same family business they are continuing. So only the Karta will be responsible for paying tax for the whole family members. In case if any other family members is managing some other business, then they are supposed to do that kind of thing. Next thing we are having, the next type is company. A company which is incorporated under the Companies Act 1956, they also will be called as a person under this. And the next is we are having a firm. Partnership of 2 or more persons carrying on a business or a profession under the Indian Partnership Act 1932. Like whatever the persons we are having, if they are doing some other businesses according to this, so they will be responsible for paying. So partnership may like whatever they are earning, according to that they have to pay. Next is local authority. Like whatever the municipalities, local bodies we are having, whatever the taxes they are having, they have to pay this. Every artificial judicial person not failing in any of the preceding categories, then they are responsible under this. So these are some of the things which they are supposed to have. Income earned in first year is assessed to tax in the second year. That is, the first year is known as the previous year, and the second year will be called as the assessment year. Similarly, for the next second year, income third year, and so on. Previous year is also known as the income year. So whatever they are earning according to that, they have to pay according to what. Previous year is nothing but previous year is the preceding 12 months period to the relevant assessment year. It starts on 1st April and ends on 31st March. Total income earned during the above period is considered for the tax purpose. Therefore, it is also known as income tax or accounting year. Previous year is the financial year immediately preceding to the assessment year. That is, for the assessment year 1920, relevant previous year is 1819. For determination of first previous year for a newly set up business professional for a new sources of income, which came into existence during the previous year. The period of previous year will be from the date of commencement of the business. Date of new course of income came into existence on 31st March. For example, if a new business is started on 5th October 2018, then the first previous year will be from 5th 10 2018 to 31st March 2019. Similarly, a new house is purchased or constructed is completed on 26th Jan 2016. Then the period of first previous year will be from 26/6/2018 to 31st March 2019. The in between, if you are starting also the previous year, it will end on 31st March only. The period of first year of a newly set up business profession or for a new source of income will be either exactly 12 months or less than 12 months, but in no case it shall exceed 12 months period. If there is no change in the sources of income, then the previous year for every person will commence from 1st April of the year and ends on 31st March. Assessment year according to section 2 subsection 9. Assessment year is nothing but a period of 12 months commencing from 1st April of every year and ending on 31st March succeeding the financial year of previous year of the SSC. The current assessment year is 2020 to 2021. Whenever we are calculating about the assessment year, we are supposed to have an information that during the period the total income of an SSC earned during the previous year is assessed to the tax. Like whatever we have earned in the previous year, that tax we are supposed to pay in the current assessment year. Assessment year is the year in which income of the relevant previous year and income of earlier period, if not tax, is assessed to the tax. It is also known as the tax year. Assessment year ending does not mean that the assessment of an SSC must be completed. It only signifies the provision of the Income Tax Act existing of that period are to be applied in computing taxable income and tax liability. Like whatever we are earning in this period, we are supposed to have an information that this much you have earned and this much of tax we are supposed to pay in that assessment year. So whatever information we are having, that we are supposed to do according to the assessment year. Like earlier period tax, if we have not paid, so that amount also we are supposed to pay in the current year. Like earlier period, I am having some kind of losses, and if I am not having the money and I am unable to pay the taxes, so that taxes, earlier period taxes also you can pay in the assessment year. Gross total income according to section 80B. Gross total income is the income generated aggregate of income under different heads of income of the SSC. Like whatever the gross total income I am having from different heads, like if I am having from salary or house property or from business and profession or from other sources, so whatever I am earning on that, I will be responsible for paying. Like gross total income is the aggregate of income computed under different heads, that is salary, house property, business and profession gains and other sources, and plus the income of a spouse or a minor child, set off of current year losses or negative income of minus income, whatever we are having, that if we are having any kind of carry forward, so that also we are supposed to take into consideration, and without any deductions which are allowed from the gross total income under section 80C to 80B. Like whenever we are paying, whenever or whatever the income we are getting from salary and house property, that total of that we have to take into consideration. And before deducting the deductions, like whatever the deductions we are having, like for example, if you are saving some of your money in some of the organization, like for example LIC, if you are taking, or otherwise if you are taking some kind of medical insurance policy, or if you are having some PF, or if you are saving something, or if you are donating, so before that amount we can't deduct from this. Before deducting that amount, whatever the income you are earning from your sources, like salary, house property, business and profession and other sources and gains, whatever the income you are earning from these 5 sources, the total of that will be called as a gross total income, and it will be taxable according to whatever the rules and regulations we are having. According to that, it will be a gross total income according to section 2 subsection 45. The gross total income is nothing but whatever we are earning from our 5 heads, from that we need to minus the deductions after deducting whatever the amount we are getting, that amount will be called as total income. Like for example, whenever I am getting gross total income from all of my 5 head, that is from salary, house property, business and profession and gain, I need to add that all, and from that I need to minus the deductions. In a earlier slide, I have already told you that gross total income means whatever we are earning from our 5 years before deducting the deductions, whereas total income is nothing but after adding all the 5 years after deducting the deductions, whatever the amount we are getting, that amount will be called as the total income. So whenever we are paying any kind of money that as a tax, so we are supposed to deduct the deductions before paying that kind of tax. The thing is, like whatever or wherever you have saved the money, you are supposed to have information, and that same information you are supposed to provide to the income tax department that you have paid this much, you are having this much of sources, and you are having this much of deductions. That information, full information, you are supposed to give it to the income tax department. According to that, they'll take this and they'll deduct some kind of money from as a tax from your personal income. Like, so the thing is, like whenever you are paying any kind of tax, the thing is like you are supposed to give full and a brief information about your total income, that is your gross total income. From your gross total income, they deduct the deductions.